Hello, family. Hi. Come on in. Yeah, it's another video. I told you, I gotta get these boxes out of my house. I have so much happening. I'm not sure if I'm going to tell you in this video or not. We'll see. But as you can tell, I have a little bit of excitement going on. Just take a breath. I need a breath. Okay, help me breathe. Hi, come on in, set a spell with me. We are going to do 4 little mini orders from different whatnot shops, 4 different shops, and one little itty bitty thing from Temu. Finally got released by customs. 67 days held up by customs. So before we begin, those of you that are OG, you know where you're at. If you're new, you're in Connie's little corner. And my corner's open 24/7, guys, whether it be you catch me on a video, you catch me when I do an occasional live, you email me, you text me. For those of you that we have a little different relationship with, you have my numbers and we text back and forth. But I wanted to cover a little something first, and it's regarding Temu. I'm going to show you what I have in here, and I'm going to tell you, this is my very last order. And I don't mean it's the last thing I ordered from Temu. This is the last thing I intend to purchase from Temu. I am, some people say I've had it up to here. Well, I've had it up to here. I'm about done with the whole international shipping thing. But let me tell you where I'm at. I have closed my Temu account. I have walked away from Temu completely. Now, I know there's been a lot in the news that, oh my gosh, Temu is going to start slashing prices and they're not going to pass the tariffs on to the U.S. consumers, and they're going to absorb the cost. They want the business back. And you know what? I'll believe it when I see it, and when I see it consistently. They may do that in the beginning to try to get our business back. Kudos to them if they can do it, right? If they're willing to take that much of a loss or take that much of a hit, then that tells me, well, why were their prices so high in the first place? If they can absorb 30% tariff, in other words, 30 cents on the dollar, they're going to eat that. Well, then how much were they actually overcharging us in the beginning if that's the case? How much are they willing to cut their profits in order to get our business back? It's questionable to me. It's a red flag to me. And I'm beginning to think that their efforts to get the U.S. business back is a bit of a red herring. So I am not going to give my business to Temu at this time or any time in the near future. I will watch and see what's going on. I will listen to what you have to say and what you share. And I know my sister saver, Trisha's house, she will continue probably to shop Temu, and she will keep me informed on what's going on. But this is going to be months before I even entertain going back to Temu. And if I see consistency in the way they've changed things, and not just a flash in the pan kind of change, and then they start sneaking the prices up again, and there's more, there's still going to be shipping issues, guys. Even if they absorb the tariffs, things coming into the United States are still going to get tied up in customs. We're still going to have delays, and we're still going to have primarily, and it's all over the news, primarily local warehouses to deal with. Well, if they want to make that local warehouse $2.99 shipping go away, I might consider it. So I'm going to have to pay attention, reevaluate, and I'm not going to make a rash decision just because they say they're going to do something. Show me. I'm a believer when I see it, right? Especially from a company like Temu. Okay. PSA over. Let me show you what I did get using the last of my credits. As I said, 67 days. Now, this actually took Temu 9 days just to go from their warehouse to their airport and then head out to the United States. So it spent 9 days in China. And then the rest of the time it's spent in a warehouse. And then from the warehouse, it took 3 days to get to me. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I used up all but 70 cents of my credit, and the rest of the credits, I said, screw it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to just kiss that goodbye. Lesson learned. It was credits anyway from price adjustments. All right. So for $3.22, I got jewelry making supplies. Have you ever seen drop rods? Right. What these are, and I got them in 2 different colors. I got them in silver and I got them in copper. These are very, very thin rods. Can you see how thin these are? It's like thinner than a sewing needle. Very super thin. This is the bottom, right here where the little ball is. You drop your beads over this, and then you twist the top down to lock them in, and you put it on a hook. So this is how you make a straight drop rod. Or you can do several drop rods together if you want to make, different length bangles or different length hanging ones. So I got these. There are 100 in silver and 100 in copper. And I will be using these for making earrings. I got these in exchange for the credits I got. If you remember, I had gotten the hoops and they sent me the wrong ones. They were like super small. They're supposed to be 50 millimeter and they sent me 25 millimeters. So I still don't know what I'm going to do with those 25 millimeter hoops. If anybody wants them, let me know, or I can throw them in the give you box. But I got refunded for them and this is what I got instead. I will use these. Don't have to worry about them being hoops, right? The other thing I got was this set, and the set was $11.27, and it's a weird set. It has a 6-foot charging cord, Type-C to USB charging cord, 6 feet, and it comes with 3 charging cubes, and the cubes are 3 different colors. I've never seen a yellow cube before. That's the first time. There's your charging cube. So it plugs in. So if you don't have enough cubes around your house, it comes with 3 cubes. Got the plastic protection on the cube. Hold on. It's sliding out of my hand because of the plastic wrap. But if you don't have enough cubes around your house, well, guess what? Now you do, and there's 2 slots. So you can actually plug 2 things at once. This is great because the 1 cube that I'm using in the kitchen only has 1 slot. And I have to keep plugging and unplugging to put my watch on charger when I want something else on the charger. So all of these are double slotted. The whole set was $11.27 for the cord and the 3 charges. I got it for credits. I thought it was a little high in price, but I wanted to use up my credits. So that's what I got to use up my credits. And that is my last order from Temu. That's it. Not getting anything else. Not waiting on anything else. And as you can tell, I'm not upset about it. Temu was great while the ride lasted. Right. We all have to admit that when Temu first came out, it was an OMG, where has this thing been all my life? But the complications came down, the fraudulent behaviors, the bait and switch, those games that they trap you into, or those promotions they trap you into. I'm constantly hearing from you guys that, gee, you were going after that $100 credit thing that they promised you, and you were only a couple bucks away. They say, oops, sorry, it ended and you missed out. It's all just traps to get you to spend more. And I don't like companies that do that. I'm enjoying the whatnot, and I am enjoying the local shops that I'm finding and other places you guys are referring to me. And I actually like it when I hear from you guys, like when Barbara let us all know about that Shein was having that blowout sale on the fabric softener. That was a great deal. And you know what? I might go to Shein, for just one thing, for something like that that has a blowout, free shipping, and no other obligations. Yeah, I'm okay with making one-time purchases for things like that. So that is how I feel about that. How do you feel about that? Would you go to someplace just to make a one-time purchase? I hope so. Okay, this came from UltraAuthentic from Jessie. This was from a show on September 5th. I received this on September 9th. It's one item and one item only. Does this look familiar? I have a Nicole Lee shirt that I got from Jessie that's all blinged out that looks just like this. And this is called Girls Night Out. This is a mirror. And it is one of those two-sided mirrors, if I can get into it, that has the regular side and the higher side. It has a 2x magnifier down here, and it has the regular up there. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Magnetic, it closes nice and tight. Same print on both sides, brand new. This sells for $12.99, and I got it from Jessie for $2. That's a great deal. UltraAuthentic, with all the different things I get from Jessie, still gets 5 stars. The quality, everything about his show has not changed. Nothing has changed. The only thing that changes is he gets in these new and amazing items all the time. I don't know where he's sourcing them from, but when I saw that, I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to have that. I'm a Nicole Lee person. All right. The next shop, this is going to be a relatively short video, guys. The next shop, this is from NVUSDeals from Miss Latasha. Her show was on September 4th, and I received this on September 9th. There's not a lot in here, but I'm going to show you everything that I've got from her. Nice little box. See, nothing too big, just a little box. But she packs everything so well. I guess something I needed desperately. Fresh mascara. I don't wear it all that often, but when I do, by the time I get around to wearing it, it's old and clumpy, so I have to get a new one. So I got this from her. It sells for $7.14, and I got it for $1. Good deal. Brand new, 7 times volumizing, it says. I have a lot of eyelashes, but you don't see them because the tips of my eyelashes are blonde. It's a sign of a true blonde, right? Dark eyebrows, dark eyelashes, blonde tips, blonde hair. Well, it was blonde until it started turning gray. All right, this next item, you saw me get its sister item a few weeks ago. This sells for about $10, and I got this from Miss Latasha for $1. And it's just like this one. Now, it's odd because she referred to this one as yellow, but this one is not. This one is beige and gold. And she referred to this one as green, but it's not. It's teal and gold. It's dark teal and gold. And I mean, you can see if you look at my teal chair and you look at this, you can tell. This is teal. I was hesitant to get this at all because she kept referring it to as the green one, but it's not green. So, see, I got teal on it. It matches. So I'm very glad that I got this. So one right now I have out here on my desk, and the other one I will put into the bathroom. I'm going to keep the teal one out here on the desk, and I'm going to put its sister back in the bathroom where she was because she goes better in there. Yeah. So I got that great mirror for $1. And it was bubble wrap, and it came beautifully. And then I had this whole little baggie full of stuff. I'm going to show you what I got in here. 2 sets of these. And I will open one so that you can see what they are. They're just different colors, but they're exactly the same thing. These are full sets. These sets sell for $11.98 for the entire set. It's new with tags. It is a set of bangles and a set of hoop earrings posts. Brand new with tags, a white set and a red set. I got each set from her. They sell for $11.98. I got each set $2 per set. Great deal, right? I was thinking I might put the white ones in the giveaway box for you guys. What do you think? Well, because you know how I am with red, right? So I think I might put the white ones in there. I might actually add to that a little bit. But these are great. These are stainless steel, so they're not going to bother you. Stainless steel is hypoallergenic, so you don't have to worry if you have allergies. And the hoops are not super big. These are not really, really big, as you can see. They're only about 1.5 inches. They don't even come down to the bottom of my chin. They come down to like right here. They come to the bottom of my jowls. If I smile more, you don't see my jowls. So that was a great deal on those. Basically $12 a set and getting each of them for $2. I'm happy with that. And then the last 2 things I got from her is similar to what I had gotten before. A yellow necklace. But this one, instead of coming with the yellow and the pink, this is the yellow and the blue. So again, I am going to make these into a pair of asymmetrical earrings where they're of the same style but of different colors into one set. Perfect size, not too big, not too small. They'll be on a chain. Each of these necklaces sell for $12.99, but I got both of them for $2. So I got them for $1 a piece. Pretty cool, huh? I've gotten the pinkish red one, and now this time I got the blue. I was hoping she had a second blue, but that's okay. But what will happen with having 2 yellow ones, this bluish one, and the blue also has a little green stone in there. I don't know if you can see it. And then having the pink one, I can actually mix and match these and wear both yellow or wear the pink and the blue. I'm going to put them all together so that I can figure out which 2 I want to wear at any given time. So that's a great deal on those. So that is from Miss LaTonya. NVUSDeals, she still gets 5 stars. Again, with her shop, she's been making a few modifications. Her shop is improving on a regular basis. Her deals are still great. Her low prices. She knocks prices down on things. She's constantly doing clearance to move things out and turn her inventory over so that we're not seeing the same thing over and over and over again. We get to see new things. And she's got a variety. She does everything from Pokemon cards to Funkos, games, puzzles, kids' toys. I couldn't even list everything she has. She has a lot. So if you go visit NVUSDeals, make sure you tell her that Connie sent you and ask for what you're looking for. Because I will tell you, I asked for Halloween decorations. She didn't have any. But in the next show, she had them. And I got a couple of pieces from her, which are still on their way. But I'm not going to hold up all this stuff because I have a lot coming. I have a big box coming from SoldBySam. I have a big box coming from SuperBuys. And more coming from Miss Natasha. Yeah. I just have to keep on top of this. All right. This next package, this one is from, who is this from? This is from TheCheapChick, from Melissa. This was from a show on September 6th, and I received this on September 11th. Quite the mix in this. This is not a really big box, guys. It's not a really big box. But it's got a fair amount of goodies in here. All right. I'm going to show you what's in this bag. And of course, it's jewelry making items, right? because I want you to see the things you can get. All right. There are 25 of these little itty bitty tiny hearts in here. And they're metal, they're not plastic. 25 of these little golden hearts. And the 25 of them typically sell for $1.99. So let's just say $2. Then there are 50 of these bigger hearts. And this 50 pack of these bigger hearts, and I'll pull one out for you so you can see it. These are very thin, very lightweight, but they're solid. There's like no seam in them. They're very, very featherweight, so to speak. 50 of them sell for $9.99. So let's say $10 for that, right? So far we're at $12 just for these. And then there are a dozen posts. And these are posts that you connect earrings to. So for example, if I were to take one of those rods that I showed you from Temu, curl the top, pass it through this little hole right here, this would be the post that goes into my ear. And these are soft posts. Can you see? These are the rubberized posts. So they go on with a lot of suction, which means they stay on really, really good and they come off really hard. But there's your thin little post. I will get rid of these backings and I will use regular backings on them. But there's a dozen of these, so enough for 6 pair of earrings. And these sell for about $1 for the dozen. So we're looking at $10, $12, $13 worth of ear making findings. These are referred to as findings. I got all of this for a total of $3 from Melissa. $13 worth of products for $3. I'm going to have lots of stuff to keep me busy. You know me. I like to be busy. My eyes are so itchy this morning. Okay. Not that I need any more of this, but I can't pass up the bargain to get it because this stuff does not expire. A 2-pack of Lady Speed Stick. This is invisible, and does it have a scent? Shower Fresh. It says Shower Fresh. It's a 2-pack. This 2-pack, now, Lady Speed Stick is not expensive, okay? This sells for about $6 for a 2-pack, but I got it for $2. That's $1 for each one, right? I don't care how much of that stuff I have. I'll probably never run out, but I know I have enough that I don't have to keep buying more. All right, ready for this little guy? He is so cute. Look! He's a little Thai baby. He's a Thai, right? He's an older one. He's from, what did I see on the tag? I saw 1980 something, I believe. Oh, I can't see it now, but I will look it up again. But he's an old one. He's at least 20 years old, but he's in great shape. Got a little Spidey on his back. This, if you remember, I had mentioned to you that I had bought hair, and I showed you the hair that I had gotten from, I believe it was SuperBuys. And I'm going to be making a Cousin It for Halloween decoration. Well, Cousin It needs to have a little stuffy. All right, to either hold or to sit by him, and I'll figure out how to hold. I will probably do something like, I don't know, maybe use a zip tie or something to attach him, or even a hair clip to attach him, but Cousin It needs to have something that he's holding on to. So this little guy, typically right now sells for about $6. When he was brand new, I have no idea what he would have sold for, but in his current pre-loved, about $6, and I got him from Melissa for $2. So Cousin It will have a toy. I grew up in the Addams Family. What can I say? Coffee's good today. Okay. You've seen this before. I got a second one. This is a steam brush for cleaning your dog or your cat. The first one I got was blue. And the reason I got a second one, and the first one I got from Melissa too, The reason I got a second one is because I forgot where I put the first one and I couldn't find it. I still can't find it. I looked in the dog toy box. I looked under the sink. I looked in the bathroom. I looked in my miscellaneous to-do box. I have no idea where it went to. And I said, well, you know what? The first one I got from her was for like $1 or $2. I said, I'll get another one. So this one happens to be yellow, but it's the same thing. You pop your top here. You fill your water, right? There's your little charger. You plug it in, right? You do not need to leave it plugged in to work. Once it charges, there's your power button, on and off right there. It'll make your steam, and you can brush and steam clean your animal, especially if it's an animal that doesn't like it. So that I don't lose this one, I'm going to tell you all, in case I tell you I can't find it again, I am putting this in the doggy box under the sofa. I have a dog toy box / brushes and things like that. That's where I'm putting it. That's where I thought I put the last one. Can't find it. This sells for $10.99, but I also got this one for $2. And if I find the other one, great. I'll have a spare. What can I tell you? All right, a couple more things in this box from Miss Melissa. Let me get the box out of here. I have 4 more boxes of something coming today. This, we were jokingly calling this watermelon because when it was laying on Melissa's, when she was doing a table auction, several of us asked, is that watermelon? Because it looked like watermelon with the seeds. No, it is acrylic dominoes. It's a set of acrylic dominoes. Hold on, let me pull one out. All right, it's acrylic dominoes that have this really nice marbling effect, and it does look like watermelon. Seriously, it looked like watermelon. Well, I went online, I counted these pieces, and I said, all right, it's a standard set. I went online, and this standard set, this acrylic set, the cheapest place I could find it was $20. I'm like, really? Apparently acrylic dominoes are expensive because of all the molding and everything else they take. $20. I'm like, okay, but I got it for $2. And Mom loves to play dominoes and she's really good at it. So I am going, this is small enough. I am going to bring this with me when I go visit Mom. And I'll probably leave them there in case her or anybody else there wants to play dominoes. Right? She beats me at dominoes just like she beats me at phase 10. There isn't much she doesn't beat me at. I'm really good at Sudoku. I can do Sudoku extreme and hard and expert. But it takes me a while. Mom at 96, on the high side of 96, she can fly through these things and get them right. And she doesn't struggle the way that I do. And the way her brain works amazes me because most people she only has mild dementia, but most people with dementia of any kind struggle with cognitive abilities. Mom doesn't struggle with her cognitive. She just struggles with her memory. She doesn't forget how to do things. She forgets when to do things. All right. The last thing I got out of this package was a little squeaky dog whale. And it's got a cute little tail or fin that kind of feeds through it. It's kind of crinkly and it's got a squeaker. It's very velvety feeling, right? It has that feeling. You can put treats in here in a little pocket. Now, this thing is good for kids or dogs. It can be separated into 2 pieces, but I just saw it and I thought it was the most adorable little thing. So it makes that crinkly noise. And you know what? For what I paid for it, it sells for about $8, for about $7.99. I paid $2 for it. If my doggy rips it apart, well, they enjoyed it, right? They enjoyed tearing it up. I don't know. So that's my order from Melissa from the TheCheapChick. Now, I actually won 2 of her giveies. She did 2 giveies in that show, and I won both of them. And I tried to tell her, hey, pass it on to another buyer or whatever, but she said no. So these are going to go in my giveaway box. These are 2 stainless steel bracelets. They're both the same. They're both identical. I'm going to open them up. And again, remember, Melissa does not go cheap on her giveies. These are stainless steel cuffs. So they will go around just about any size wrist, and you can squeeze them tighter or open them up. And it says, I am amazing. And there's 2 of them. They both say, I am amazing. Brand new. These sell for $7.99. Stainless steel, so they won't bother you if you have any metal allergies. These are both going to go into my subscriber appreciation box. Both of them. I don't wear bracelets. And what I'm hoping is that whoever wins that box will keep one for themselves and pass the other one on to somebody who is in their life that they feel is absolutely amazing. That's what I would love to see happen. But of course, when you win the box, it's going to be up to you. And then Melissa put her little thank you, as always, her little thank you bag of goodies. And in this one, this is so cute. Another little heart ring, which this will go in the packet for my little friend. Another cord keeper in purple. I just am in love with these cord keepers. Seriously. I love the Velcro cord keepers. And one of you does the same thing I do. You can write on this with a Sharpie so you know what cord it goes to. I love that. So far I've gotten, I think, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 of these from Melissa, from all the different orders. This one also has a couple of stickers in it. This one says time to cruise. And this one has just a big cruise ship. Very cool. And of course, her thank you with her Love Melissa on the back. That order was from what I referred to as a table show. This was strictly where she put things out on the table. You didn't see her. You only saw her hands. She was there by herself. Her fiance was not with her. You only saw her hands. And she put everything on the table and started everything at, I don't remember, it was either $1 or $2. And then it was winner's choice. So I got great deals on everything, and I didn't pay much for anything. And the odd thing was, if I was bidding for something and somebody else was bidding maybe something they wanted on the table, I don't know what they're after. They don't know what I'm after. But when the table got to a certain spot and like the deodorant was left there and the brush was left there, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's what I'm going to pick. And I'm going to get those things for just like $2. The Cheap Chick still gets 5 stars. No change. And her shows continue to improve. She gets smoother and more organized and more relaxed. She's in her element when she's doing that. I'm beginning to think that's what she just really loves to do. And the chat allows her to interact with us, whereas our YouTube videos, when she does hers or I do mine or any of us do the YouTube videos, we don't get to interact with you guys unless it's via the comments after the fact. But in real time during the live shows, we get to chat with Melissa and her with us. And she seems to brighten up. I don't know. I like it. She seems to like it. I like her show. Still gets 5 stars. All right. And the last box. This again is another part that got separated from my order from Crazzyflippingdealz. And Crazzyflippingdealz is a new shop that I reviewed for you in earlier September. I think the release was September 13th, about a month ago. This came in, and believe it or not, I'm still waiting for another piece of my order to come in, because instead of putting everything in one box, it came out in pieces. So this was from early September. I didn't receive this until September 12th. This took a while to get here for shipping. It took almost 10 days from the date of the show, it was more than 5 days before he even shipped it out, which Whatnot's policy is usually 2 to 3 days. 5 days is a bit excessive. But again, he's a new shop. He's not organized. Every once in a while, that coffee just tastes so good. So these are 2 more items from that same order. This is a 24-piece set of, well, they call it a makeup brush set, but I didn't get it for makeup. I got it for nails. Some of it's makeup. So some of these makeup brushes that are clearly makeup, I'm going to put in my subscriber giveaway box. I'm going to pay it forward. I don't waste anything. All right. A little, what do I always say? Some for me, some for she, some for me, some for you, some for she. And when I had Levi, it was some for me, some for mom, some for him. Okay. It'll be that way again when I get my next dog. All right. So this is a 24-piece set. Now, a lot of these are perfect for nail brushes because they're short and stiff. So I'm going to show you each 20. Nail brush. Definitely nail brush because of the angle. Also nail brush. Makeup brush. Definitely makeup brush. Definitely makeup brush because it's rounded. It's not flat. Another makeup brush because that's rounded and not flat. Makeup brush. Makeup brush. Nail brush. Nail brush. Makeup brush. You see the difference? The nail brushes are more flat and squared off. The makeup brushes are fluffier. Nail brush. This one is going as a nail brush because it will work beautifully for brushing the everything off the nails. In other words, after I file them and whatnot, it'll give me a good brush for brushing off my nails. So that one's going for nail. There's another nail brush, makeup brush, little sponge, makeup, definitely makeup. This one looks like a little paintbrush, but that's definitely makeup, and that's for getting in the fine corners of your eyes. Makeup brush. This is also a makeup brush because it's thick and fluffy. Nail brush because it's flat and thin. Makeup brush. I'm debating. This one has an angle on it and this one doesn't. And they're both very, very fluffy. But this one's a little fluffier. So I'm thinking this one's going to go for makeup because it is a bit fluffier and softer. This one's angled, which is more of what I need on the fingers. This is definitely makeup. And this is a fan brush, which is definitely makeup. So how many are going in the makeup thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 out of 20, 15 out of 24 are going into the bag. You're a makeup wearer. You have people in your family that are makeup wearers. This is what's going in that box. 15 brand new makeup brushes. 15 of them. Just like that, guys. Those are for you. And I will even leave them in this box. And then the other 9 brushes are going in my nail kit because, as you can see, they're short, they're stiff, they're perfect for edging, applying the acrylics, and of course for dusting off what I file. So we are sharing the wealth. Some for you, some for me. Okay, the last item in this box. Did I tell you what those cost, by the way? I don't think I did I? Hold on. 24 pieces sells for $29.99. I got it for $1. $1. And the last thing, a little itty bitty mini waffle maker. Now, yes, you saw me get the waffle/pancake maker, but that thing is big. That makes a 10-inch waffle. That's way too big. It's okay for a pancake, but waffle mixes are a little different and they contain a little more calories. And when the pancake, you can make it a little smaller, it doesn't fill out the whole thing. But with a waffle, in order for it to work properly, you can't fill just one or two of the grids. So when I saw this, I'm like, this was sitting on the back shelf behind Muhammad. And I said, you know what? I got to have this. Let's see what he's asking for it. Well, he had it in his buy it now for $5. He dropped the price. New in box. There's all your information. There's your warranty and use book. It gives you everything in here. It's in multiple languages. It even gives you recipes in here for waffles. It gives you a whole bunch of recipes for waffles. Waffles are pretty basic, right? Right. Nicely packed. About to become unpacked. OMG! Have you ever seen these things? This is crazy. Look at how tiny this is. Okay, hold on. There's my coffee cup. There's the waffle maker. That's crazy. It's got about a 2-foot cord on it, and it is a grounded, it's got the grounding plug, but it doesn't have the center plug. Look at how tiny this is. Your little power light, simply on and off. There are no settings. It's all automatic. It makes one perfect little waffle. The plates are not removable. They're screwed in. Is that not the cutest? I mean, it's a waffle the size of my hand. That's perfect for me. It's perfect. I can enjoy 1 or 2 waffles and not have to make a whole big thing or a whole bunch of batter. This little thing is not going to take up any space to store it. It's got the cord keeper to wrap around your cord on the bottom. Look at that. Is that not the cutest? And of course, it's red. Anything red. I love that. Now, this, where'd it go? Hold on. Oh my goodness. This sells for $14.39. $14.39. But I got it from him for $1. And when somebody else saw me get that for $1, they go, oh, do you have any more? And he did. He happened to have one more, but the second one, other people were after, and the second one sold not real high, maybe $4 or $5, but I got this for $1. You got to be in the right place at the right time, and you have to read the room. All right. You have to see, are people bidding on anything? And when he drops the price to $1, is it worth it? Well, he had prorated the shipping on this, so it wasn't the $9.21 up front. It was prorated down to a couple of bucks. And I told myself, well, you know what? If I can get this for under $5, that and the shipping is worth it, because I knew these ran expensive, so to speak. Anywhere from, I don't know, 12 to 20 bucks. But $1? Yeah. Okay. So, Crazzyflippingdealzzzz, Muhammad. As a new shop, I had given him 2.5 stars. This is still part of that same order. I'm not changing his star rating yet, guys. I haven't been back to him to reorder, and I'm still waiting on one more piece from him of the original order. So he hasn't, the few times I popped in to look and see what his show was doing, I left in a matter of like 30 seconds to a minute because he was doing the exact same thing. Running dollar items with full 921 shipping on a dollar item. He was still doing the carnival barker at people, come on, let's go, let's keep it going. And he just never took a breath, never stopped talking. And it's been more than a month and he hasn't changed at all. So again, that tells me that he's not teachable. He's not open to learning how to do things differently or how to improve it. And when I looked in his bin at the sold items, his live had been on for 45 minutes and he had not sold one item, nothing, which I was not surprised at because of his methods. He's going to get very frustrated and hopefully he'll get some advice from someone and get some help. So he will still stay with his newbie 2.5 stars. So that's all the orders for today, guys. So we looked at Temu. Temu is still only getting 1 star from me like they always did. Yeah, I'm not changing that rating. We looked at Temu. We looked at TheCheapChick. We looked at TheCheapChick still gets 5 stars. NVUSDeals still gets 5 stars. UltraAuthentic still gets 5 stars. And Crazzyflippingdealzzzz still stays at the newbie rating of 2.5 stars. So nothing has changed. I'm seeing consistency in obviously certain shops, and I'm also unfortunately seeing consistency in other shops that aren't improving any. But I'm still going to continue to find great deals, and I love it when you guys pass the names of shops over to me, or if you send me information, say, hey, I stumbled across this guy, go check it out, let us know what you think, which is how I found Crazy Flipping Deals. Am I happy with what I got? Yeah, I am. I'm very satisfied with what I got and the deals that what I got on them. So yeah, I'm still smiling, right? So it's all good as far as the items go. I've been very fortunate. I've had a couple of, as you saw about a month ago in the video, I was able to patch the inflatable bear with the Santa on the back that I had gotten from Crazy Flipping Deals. I was able to patch it. It held air for about 15 minutes and then I unplugged it. I didn't want to push my luck. I'll check it again when it gets closer to the time to put Christmas decorations out. Yeah, that's where we're at with Whatnot and those shops and Temu and that shop. Now, okay, let's talk about what's going on just around the corner. I'm not sure when this is going to be released, but I anticipate you're going to be seeing this sometime in October. So, that being said, either right before this or right after this, you're going to see a video or have seen a video of my little visit with Mama and the weekend that we spent together. Now, prior to filming this, I did, as you know, make a lot of preparations for my next pet, for my new doggy. I haven't shown this to you yet, but I will put up a separate video. You might have seen it. I don't know. I might have stuck it in someplace. But the fencing in the backyard is done. With the exception that I did not run any chicken wire fence on the inside to close it off. Just the 3 rails. And that should be sufficient to keep the dog confined. Now, I have decided that I'm going to go with just 1 dog. At this point, I'm not going to adopt 2. I think I was a lot younger when I adopted Sadie and Levi. I mean, I had Sadie, and then a few months later, I adopted Levi, so she had a playmate. But I'm thinking, they were younger, they were puppies. But because I'm looking to adopt an older dog, I'm going to keep it just that dog. I'm going to give that dog some one-on-one love and attention. Now, here's what I've been working on for the past 3 weeks. I found a dog that I am extremely interested in adopting. And this dog has spent over 200 and some odd days in a shelter. She's 8 years old. She is a Staffordshire Terrier. She's a pit bull, but she is a pink nose. So she's kind of like a light tan color, almost a whitish tan. She's what they call a pink nose pit bull. She's 8 years old, as I said. About 65 pounds, 60, 65 pounds. So she's about the same size Levi was at that age. She had to be, well, didn't have to be, but she was surrendered by her owners because they were moving. And because of her breed, they couldn't take her to where they were moving to. Well, I'm sorry. If I have a dog and I'm moving somewhere and they won't take my dog, then that's not where I'm moving to. I'm going to move. It's like giving up your kids. I'm going to move where my animal goes with me. All right. I'm not going to have anybody say, well, you can't live here if you have a dog or if you have that breed of a dog. That's ignorance. And I have no tolerance for it. So this poor, beautiful girl is in a shelter. And she is in a shelter in California, in Fresno. Yeah. I have been communicating with them. I said, look, you know what? I even found out pet shippers. There are a lot of companies out there professionally that ship pets, and they do it for, depending on the size of the dog and the distance, anywhere from $500 to $1,000. It's worth it. It's worth it to get her out of that shelter and get her into a home where it's just me and her, no other animals, lots of love, lots of spoiling, lots of attention. She'll never see a kennel or a cage again because you guys know when I travel, I get a home babysitter. My dogs do not get boarded outside the home. So I've gone back and forth with them. I've told them all about me. I've provided them with a list of my references, everything from my friends back in New York, people here, my neighbors in Arizona who knew both Sadie and Levi, and my vet, obviously. So they have everything they need. They just have to make the decision on whether or not they'll let her be shipped from California to Arizona. So that's what I'm waiting on knowing. And at the time that I'm making this video, I don't have an answer yet, but I'm hopeful. If you want to go see this dog that I'm trying to adopt, and if you want to communicate with them and give them a reference for me, you can do that. Her name is Nala, Nala. And I love that name. And she is such a beautiful girl, an absolutely beautiful girl. And Nala is at the Valley Animal Center in Fresno, California. She's animal ID 388. So if you want to go check out my potential pup, that's who I'm trying to adopt. There are going to be some expenses related to it. I'll do my best, I'll probably melt my credit card because I'm looking to get that adoption to take place immediately upon returning, coming back from my visit with mom. As I said, when I release this, I don't know if I've already been to mom or I'm about to go to mom. I don't know yet. I'm just, whatever the next slot is available to plug this in. So you can go check it out. You can go check her out. I will keep you posted. I'm recording this on September 13th. I may try to squeak this out to you sometime in September. I may take another video and bump it forward a little bit more. I was planning on releasing this in October, but now that I think about it, I probably should release it a little sooner. And just cross your fingers for me. Send out some prayers that I am able to adopt Nala and that I get a price break a little bit from, I did send to several animal shippers to get quotes on shipping. And if you know of any animal shippers, if you've ever shipped an animal cross country, or if you know of any through maybe where you work or other friends or families, please, recommendations. I would love recommendations. Yeah, and now that I'm asking for that, I'm going to get this video out pretty quick so that you guys can see that. But That's the exciting news. I came across her on Facebook. She just popped up on Facebook on my feed. And I just took one look in those eyes and I went, I don't care where she is. I have to adopt her. She's 8 years old. She needs to be the only dog. She's not, crazy, wild kind of puppy. She's obviously trained and housebroken because she was living with a family. I don't care about her breed. You know me. I love pit bulls, right? I just, it just feels like that's the right dog. And considering that she's been in the shelter almost 300 days, she needs a place like mine. She needs the kind of love that I can give, and she needs to be my next rescue. And I feel very encouraged by Sadie and Levi's energy in the house that she needs to be my next rescue. Even the name is perfect. I just love it. Nala, Nala. I love it. I have to look it up. Find out what it means. It's got to have some sort of meaning to it, right? But what it might mean to me, if I can arrange it, will be my next dog. If I can't arrange it, I will be very sad and very heartbroken that she's stuck in a shelter. Yeah. I don't care what I have to do to raise funds. I'll start selling off some things, whatever. I have to make sure I can cover expenses to get her shipped, as long as they are willing to do that and work with me. So cross everything. In the meantime, big thumbs up. Send this out to everybody. Let everybody know. Connie's trying to adopt a dog. Let's help her. Let's contact them. Let's help her. I need my next fur baby. I'm ready. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, see, we do fun stuff. We do feel good stuff. We do save your money stuff. We do a little bit of everything around here. So please consider subscribing to Connie's Little Corner. Come in and be part of the family. I promise to give you nice outfits like this. Gray, teal, and teal. You never know what I'm going to be wearing, but you pretty much can always be assured it will either be a baseball cap or it'll be a bucket hat and it'll be earrings. Those are my things, right? And color. Color is my jam. So come on in, set a spell with me anytime that you want. Enjoy my jam. Share with me what yours is. And in the meantime, stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. And you'll see me very soon. More news.